everybody, welcome back to the MV Gallivant channel. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Mia, this is Mike, and we are just here doing stuff that is related to one of our favorite things about boating in the Pacific Northwest in the summer. What's that, Mike?
Crabbing.
Crabbing, that's right. So Mike has just pulled up some pots, and so today we're going to talk to you about the kind of pots we use, the kind of bait we use, what else?
Where we like to put the pots, how to cook the crab.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows how to eat the crab, so we'll leave that part out.
So we're also going to show you kind of our routines with it, and it'll be some videos of several different days. So you'll see us with our guests, and we're going to show you around a little bit. And what did you get today, Mike?
Well, I got a crab.
Dinner? Oh, we are having dinner. That's a big one.
It's a pretty big one.
Yeah, there you go.
Here is our trap. We have a pretty standard square trap. You can see it has the doors along each side, little escape holes at the top for the fish and the smaller crab. It's a pretty lightweight trap, so you see that we have a rock in there. The rock is there to help it sink to the bottom and land and stay put in the current. Some of the heavier traps, like the round rebar traps, don't really need any additional weight. And you see we have our harness that also helps it land flat in the water, and that's attached to our leaded line that we have about 100 feet of, and our buoy and our bait bag.
So here we are, we're baiting the traps, our crab traps. We like to use salmon. People use all sorts of things from Spam to chicken to, I don't know, cat food. But we found like salmon works really well. And at our local grocery store, they package up crab bait during the season. And so it's actually pretty economical to find actual salmon. We don't give up our own salmon, but certainly the bits and pieces from the grocery store have worked really well for us. All right, so now we bait the trap. Gonna pull the trap open, get the line out, pull it over here. One of these days I really need to zip tie my rock down to the middle of the trap, but I'm not doing it today. And then basically you take your trap, you take your bait, put it in the middle, as middle as possible, and you know, whatever system you happen to have. This one happens to have a bungee cord that straps around, and you just bungee cord it down into the middle of your trap. And now we have a baited trap. Close it up so the little buggers don't get away. And there we go. We're ready to go crabbing.
Let's go crabbing.
Let's go crabbing. The gloriousness of crabbing. Oh yeah, that guy's trying to get out.
Oh, one's almost escaping. Let me get it. Sorry. Okay. Oh, Kristen! Look! We're gonna have such a feast!
So many.
Oh my gosh, there's probably 3 good ones at least. Maybe 4. This is a male.
Yeah, it's a keeper.
That's a keeper. Kristen, we're gonna
Magic crab, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this big rock is just on the edge.
All of them.
You, it's your easy day.
All right. Woohoo.
So Mike, we're back at the dock. What are you gonna show us?
Well, it was a pretty good day crabbing. And, you know, in the Northwest, we have 2 kinds of crabs. We have Dungeness crab and red rock crab. And in the San Juans, where we do a lot of our crabbing, the rules are you can have 5 Dungeness crabs, male crabs only. They have to be 6.5 inches kind of from point to point. I'll show you that in a second. And you can have 6 red rock crabs, and they have to be 5 inches across of either sex. So in here, we have a red rock crab. You can tell it's a red rock crab because it's red. They're a little smaller than the Dungeness crabs, but they're just as tasty, I think. People sometimes don't really value them, but I think they're good. We did a taste test on the boat the other day, and you know, it was hard to tell them apart. One's a little sweeter, I think the Dungeness is a little sweeter, but the red rock crab is a pretty good crab. So how do you know if your crab is big enough? Well, you get one of these handy dandy little gauges from any sporting goods store around here, and you measure from just the inside point to the inside point on the shell. And in this case, there's a little divot there that says how big the red rock crab has to be, and as you can see, it's quite a bit bigger than it needs to be. And also, this one is a male. You can tell because the plate right there is narrow. If it were a female, it would be like a big triangle. So, whoa, this guy is, he's pretty excitable. Now this is a Dungeness crab. You can tell it's more brown. They're usually bigger. This is a little bit smaller on the Dungy side, but you know, like I said, it has to be 6.5 from that point to that point. So as you can see, it just fits right into the scale. So he's probably 1/4 of an inch bigger than the legal minimum. And this guy has to be a male, and you can see the bottom. It's a very thin plate on the bottom. So, you know, so he's a keeper. So there are two different schools of thought when it comes to cooking a crab. Some people will cook it whole, and that's fine. And some people will clean it before they cook it. I'm a clean before cook kind of guy. And I'm gonna clean this guy right here. There are a bunch of different ways. Some people have these zippy things where they snap off the shell and do whatever. I do a pretty simple thing where I take the crab, put the crab upside down, kind of just give it with a big knife, just give it a big pop, and then pull off the leg sections, one at a time. There's the other one. Be careful when you pull the sections off to have your hands around all the legs, because sometimes if you have a hand here or you know, more tragically like this, you might lose this claw into the water, especially when you clean them. So after I've taken the top off, I discard it. Can you see this over here? I take off the lungs, all the goopy stuff, and you can't see that, but I rinse it off into seawater, and there we go. I've got a clean, mostly clean, one half of crab. The red rock crab, exactly the same thing. Give it a whack. Pull one up, 1, 2, there we go. Clean off the goobers. We always boil our crab in seawater. Some people boil their fish in Old Bay. I like straight up seawater.
Yeah.
So here we go. My folks at home. We cut our limit today. It's quick.
All right. Looking forward to that. And hopefully this is not going to burn down our boat deck.
No,
Mike?
actually, as it turns out, the hottest part's on the sides, not down below. Down below is actually pretty cool, right here. All right, well, we have our crab.
They look done.
They look done. We're gonna dump them into the colder water to keep them from cooking.
They smell done.
Smell done. Get in there. All right.
Oh, look at those.
Look at those.
Beautiful bright red.
Yeah, pass that bad boy over.
And the very best part of crabbing, of course, is eating the crab. Crab is great for any meal. We made crab avocado toast for breakfast and crab linguine for dinner. Do you have a favorite crab recipe? Well, please let us know in the comments. And please remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.